Hello, I'm Philip Stoten. I'm here at Apex 2018 and I'm joined by three gentlemen to discuss the topic of connectivity and collaboration. We're in a kind of a unique state in the industry at the moment where we're seeing more and more collaboration than we ever have before, and I think CFX is one of those nice examples of how that can be done and how successful it can be. But what I wanted to explore is some of the individual collaborations you've got, and this whole idea of being much more open and pragmatic and willing to participate in these projects. Let's start with you, Brian. Can we talk a bit about the projects that you're doing with Cogiscan and how they came about? What were the customer demands for those?
Well, Industry 4.0 is basically the big buzz now, right? People want a connected factory. So we, of course, make AOI equipment for AOI and SPI equipment for SMT. But that's just a small part of the puzzle. We have the entire SMT line. And the whole goal is to really make it so that manufacturing engineers and process engineers can get a snapshot as to what's happening on the entire SMT line. So in order to do that, you really need communication. You need communication between each part of the line. So pick and place, screen printer, AOI, SPI, oven, you need to have that. So what it really comes down to is we need the connectivity in order to be able to share data between our systems and the other parts of the puzzle. So our collaboration between Cogiscan gets us just that. Their Connect platform allows us to take that data and feed it into what we call IntelliSys, which is factory automation software.
Okay, and we talked earlier about having that domain knowledge, the importance of you providing good data and focusing on that, and then letting other people focus on the connectivity in those other areas. And that's really a key part of your business, isn't it, François? I've read a couple of pieces you've written recently about collaboration and how important that is to your business.
That's correct. I mean, there's different software vendors, the same way there's different machine vendors in the industry. They all have their focus areas, and core expertise. For us, it's really about machine interfaces and connectivity and data collection from the shop floor. It's actually a lot more than just protocols as well, because people think, industry standards already exist, new ones are coming out, this is going to solve all the issues. It's only a part of the puzzle. Really, you have to think about there's a huge install base of different machines, of different vintages, with different capabilities in terms of integration. And there's also a huge install base of software systems, MES of different kinds, commercial systems, but also internal development efforts. And all of these existing interfaces will not change. So somebody has to come in and step in and be able to talk to all these different machines, whatever the language that they speak. Same for the software systems, and that company is Cogiscan, because that's what we do really well. Yeah. We don't claim to be everything to everybody, but when it comes down to connectivity between machines and software in the shop floor, that's why we're very good, and actually that's the value we bring in this case.
Yeah, it's very important. And Tom, from the point of view of ASM, you have a lot of different solutions in different parts of the line, but you need to be involved in those projects to connect everything together. Tell me a little bit about how you've worked with Cogiscan in the past.
Yeah, we have a long-standing relationship with Cogiscan. We have 4 generations of machines in the market, all with different behavior, different data formats, connectivity. So what we did, we provided an integration platform, and then we were looking for a partner who could do the integration to the different customers. So far, without a commonly accepted industry standard, every customer is asking for a different kind of interface, different kind of data formats. And so we need someone who is doing this connection from our kind of proprietary standard to what the customer actually wants.
Yeah, and François, that's kind of put you in a unique position as trusted partner to almost everybody. I don't know. You're almost like the agony aunt of the industry that everybody seems to be happy to go to. How have you managed to nurture that relationship? What do you think is unique about Cogiscan that's brought that about?
Well, there's 2 different aspects to this. There's obviously the technology. We turned out, for different reasons to develop a specific expertise in this area. But it's only part of the equation. Really, the trust the trust issue is about people, right? We've been around for 18 years, and we got to know a lot of people in the industry, and then we made sure that we set expectations and we meet those expectations. If an equipment vendor comes to us and trusts us to develop a solution for their most important customer, we cannot let them down, right? So that's part of the trust issue as well. We're very open about our situation. We have to work with everybody, but we do it in a very very professional way. We will never share any secrets from one partner to another. So we have to treat each partner as the most important partner, which they are, and then we have to somehow bring it all together, though. So it is a unique situation. It takes a different approach and a different kind of people, maybe. But I think this is where we're very good. And
yeah. And Brian, when you look at that from your point of view, trust. It takes time within an industry to get in that position. What do you think is unique about the way Cogiscan work with companies like yourself?
Actually, I got to tell you something. I've been delighted with the way that we've had this partnership going. It's been great. I got to tell you, you guys have a great team, very good team, very knowledgeable, very professional. And I trust you. I do. Quite frankly, I really do. And I think it's a very good thing for Mirtec, quite frankly. And it's a good thing, I think, for anybody who does have the Cogiscan platform, quite frankly. They do a good job.
Yeah.
They do.
So looking beyond that, looking beyond just the partnerships we have here, you've got the CFX Ask Me badge on. Yeah. CFX is a great example, I think, of where a collaboration has been successful, and kind of whether it turns out to be the final standard or Hermes or other standards. There's going to be continued debate about that. But it's a good example of what IPC should be good at, which is this collaboration. You think we're in a stage in the industry now where we're seeing more collaboration than ever before? And companies like ASM, which is kind of quite a large business, are more open to letting people in.
I think we try to be always open for some kind of standards, but so far I think we didn't see them. There wasn't any commonly accepted standards, and at the time when we see more than one standard, how can we call them all standard? The nature of a standard is it is one.
I got
and that's when it comes into proprietary standards, and that drove us into our own proprietary standard to develop this integration platform. And you mentioned the trust. I think it's trust from both sides, from our side to Cogiscan, but also from our customers to Cogiscan, because when a customer is approaching us and we're bringing in Cogiscan, an integration partner, there has to be also the trust from the customer. And we have, I think, a long-standing track record of successful projects doing so. And I'm quite sure with CFX coming, we will continue that, because there's already a solution available from Cogiscan, which is sitting on top of our integration platform and will very easily support CFX whenever it's coming.
Yeah, and François, being able to support those platforms, being agnostic is really important to you. Do you think we're in a position in the industry where we're more collaborative than we've ever been before?
Definitely. I think everybody is more collaborative than before, and there's good reasons for that. I mean, this is what the market is expecting. This is what customers demand. So everybody has to go with what the customers ultimately expect. I mean, there's still some kinks to work out. There's still some issues sometimes, obviously some challenges, but definitely the spirit is there. And now it's just a question of hard work, because there's a lot of technical details that needs to be solved, in order to have a working solution in the end of the day. And standards continue to evolve, and they will continue to evolve. I mean, there'll be CFX will be one, eventually it will be released, but there'll be others that are already in the works. So the idea is we have no choice as the connectivity company to be able to support all these standards, And then, but ultimately, it's the end users that will decide what standards will thrive, and which one will disappear. In my opinion, there's always been several standards, and this is what I expect for the future as well.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. So, connectivity of all these different machines, all these different standards. More important, connectivity of people and teams. What can eventually be achieved by connecting all those people and getting everybody working together?
Quite frankly, I think the same thing that these folks do as well. I believe that more than ever, people are collaborative. You have to be. In order to achieve a connected factory, Industry 4.0, it requires collaboration. The definition is basically collaboration between machines. Machines can't really collaborate right now. You need people to do that. So I believe that there's more collaboration than ever within the industry, and I think it's going to continue from here if we're ever going to achieve what we want to here, which is connected factory and Industry 4.0. Yeah. It's a necessity.
Yeah, I love all these stories I'm seeing about teams working together and actually pushing stuff forward. And as I say, I think CFX is a great example, and Cogiscan has been a great catalyst to create lots of different collaborations and actually kind of bring other people together as well, and people from all different parts of the ecosystem. So some exciting opportunities ahead. Gentlemen, thanks very much for joining me. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.